Hello everyone, I'm Vedant. In this video we'll see how Excel operation fetch value works in Tosca Commander. So let's jump into the demo. To perform fetch operation on Excel worksheet, we have standard modules available out of the box with Tosca Commander. But these modules are not part of standard.tc, that is standard subset. To get those modules, you need to go to support portal, downloads, 8 packs, and from here you can download the 8 pack with respect to the Tosca version you're having. Right now I have a Tosca version 11.2, so 8 pack for Tosca version 11.1 will also be compatible. I have already downloaded and imported this subset in my Tosca Commander. You can find those modules under module section, a module import folder which I have already renamed as 8 pack, standard modules, engines and Excel. In this folder you can find different kind of modules to perform different operations. Right now our objective is to fetch a value or buffer a value from Excel workbook. For that we will need a module to open Excel workbook, a module to buffer a value and a module to close the workbook, which is already available with the name Excel open workbook, Excel range manipulation and Excel close workbook. So let's drag those modules one by one. I'll drag Excel open workbook module first. I already have a task created with the name Excel operation. I'll change the work state from planned to in work. The first attribute in Excel open workbook, I need to provide a value for workbook. This value is nothing but an exact path of Excel sheet. So for this I'll right click on the Excel sheet. I'll copy it as path and I'll simply paste it here. I'll change the action mode as input, although it will get automatically changed. Just make sure you will remove these double quotes in workbook path. Now after this I need to provide a workbook ID. So my workbook ID will be the name of the Excel sheet. You'll get that name at bottom left corner. So my workbook ID is sheet 1. So I'll enter the value as sheet 1 and the action mode will be input. For these two attributes I won't be selecting any value because the attribute name itself open workbook read only, as I wanted to perform a buffer operation, so I can keep it as any value like true and false, anything will be fine, but better to keep it as false, and by default that value will be false only, so I won't be selecting any value here. And likewise for the next attribute create new, so we already have a workbook available with us, so we don't need to create another workbook, so we'll keep this value as false and by default it is false as well. So the next step will be we wanted to buffer a value from from particular cell. So I'll go back to the module section and I'll have the module Excel range manipulation. I'll drag it and drop it onto the test case. In this test step you'll see a table. First you need to change the action mode as input and it will open up the attributes. So my for this use case I have an action mode, or I wanted to perform an action, so I'll select the action mode of buffer. The action I'll name it as demo Excel buffer. Column will, so just to cross verify we'll go into the Excel sheet first. So now I wanted to buffer this value in the fifth column and ninth row. Though the column name is E, we are going to put a value for it as 5, and likewise for the row. So we have fifth column and ninth row. We'll close this workbook. So it was fifth column hash 5 and it was ninth row, so it will be like hash 9, and yes, done. After that I need to close this workbook, so I'll again go to the module section. I'll choose a module of Excel close workbook. I'll drag and drop onto the test case and the same values. Our workbook ID is sheet 1 and we wanted to save workbook before closing, So we don't want it to miss anything from that Excel sheet. So yes, this is how our test case flow will be. So it will be like open workbook, buffer value, from Excel sheet or Excel workbook, and yes, the name will be Excel close or close Excel workbook. You should be careful about the naming convention as it falls under the Tricentis Tosca best practices. So yeah, let's run this test case. So our execution got completed. We'll go back to Tosca, and in the log info you'll not be able to see anything as those are the classic engine steps. So we'll go to settings, engine, and in demo Excel buffer you can see a value got buffered. So this is how you can buffer a value out of a Excel workbook. Please keep in mind while executing you should have your Excel workbook in closed state. It should not be open in background. Now we will be modifying our work state from in work to completed, and this is how our test case got completed. Hope you like the video. Thanks for watching.
If you'd like to learn more about working in Tricentis Tosca, visit tricentis.com/academy/MOOC and register for an upcoming online training session by the Tricentis Academy. MOOC participants can also earn free vouchers for our training courses.